Hey guys, and thank you for watching again. So I will be continuing to read my book for you believe. This is chapter 2. We're on page 15. So today's been a really grey, overcast day. We had rain in the morning and very little sunshine. So hopefully springtime is here now, so things will get better and brighter very soon for you. But then once again, I really appreciate you guys giving me a valuable time, and I thank you from my heart. Thank you so much. So we'll continue on page 15. And Sato, the brutal troop commander, is inspecting the children. He's already inspected the protagonist Joseph, and he is heading towards the twin brothers Adam and Harris, and he's following every child in line until he gets towards Grace, who is Joseph's wife. They married in secret to save themselves from being discovered by the state. So let's see what Ensato has in store for these children. Ensato looks at the next child stood in line with gleeful eyes. It's the twin brothers Adam and Harris standing close to each other. And look at what we have here. Adam and Harris, twin brothers no less, sons of the renowned rebel fighter Abraham, who is now reduced to earn his living as the town's lowly blacksmith. We seem to have the offspring of infamous rebel fighters this year, Ensato says while inspecting the metal tags tied to their arms before glancing back at me. The brothers don't flinch, but hold out their chests as if in defiance of Ensato and his state. But it's a very dangerous strategy, as Ensato revels in inflicting pain on us at any opportunity he can get. Adam, the elder brother, makes direct eye contact with Ensato as he begins to describe them both. Tall, strong, black hair and eyes, better looking than the usual believing weaklings. He walks around the back of Adam and then unexpectedly slams his baton sideways against his back. The noise is so loud I have to take in a sharp breath. Adam doesn't move. He unassumingly bears the pain and doesn't register any emotion. Neither does his undeniably brave mother, who proudly stands behind both her sons with even more defiance etched in her sorrow-filled eyes than her sons have. Ensato is taken aback and enraged, thinks of hitting them again, but then stops as the state governor, inspecting everything from his high courthouse balcony, raises a finger to stop him. Good. You're strong, one of the strongest I've seen. Both of you will make fine soldiers in the almshouse, Ensato says as his troop commander takes note of their names. I exchange a nervous glance with Grace, my breath becoming uncomfortable and uneasy, as I can barely contain my anguish about where he will send her. I move my glance to the dirt in front of my shoes, and Ensato walks up to the next boy in line. This time it's Joshua, one of my best friends, loved by everyone who knows him. He's always had a stammer since he was a small child, but this just made him even more adorable. His two younger sisters, Missy and Ella, stand behind him nervously with his parents, who have hands placed on their tiny shoulders. Missy and Ella are also my sister Sophie's best friends, all of which only makes our pain harder to bear. One way or another, we all end up grieving for someone we will never see again. I say a silent prayer for my friend Joshua, as he is a gentle soul and can't even hurt a fly. He once gave away all his food to two orphans who were begging for food when we were sent on a huge 2-day trek in the mountains to get some medicine only available in the next village for his sick mother. We were only 12. After half a day's walking, Joshua nearly collapsed of hunger. I shared my meal with him, of course, after calling him every profanity I knew under the sun. By the time we returned with the medicine, we were both dehydrated and starving, but fear of losing Joshua's mother if we didn't get back in time kept us moving. When we reached home, she was burning with fever, and if we had been an hour later, she would almost certainly have died. I suppose the prayers of those orphan children Joshua fed along the way did come to the aid of his sick mother after all. No heroic lineage for you, boy, Ensato scoffs as he inspects the tags tied to Joshua's arm. You seem healthy enough to make a fine soldier in the almshouse. He nods at his subordinate trooper to make a note of his details. Joshua manages to steal a glance as he looks at me for the briefest of moments before anyone else can notice. And in that momentary glance, I knew he's relieved to be allocated in the same house as me. We've been friends together since before either of us can remember, and it seems our bond of friendship may just continue as we leave everyone else behind. I feel a tiny moment of comfort pass through my heart, knowing my best friend is safe, at least for now. And Sato eagerly moves on to his next prey, his eyes filled with anticipation as he decides the destiny of the next child in line, and this time it's Eloise. Standing next in line with her best friend, my wife, Grace. Eloise is uncontrollably trembling and doesn't dare move her eyes from the ground to look at Insato as he stands in front of her. Well, this is more like it. I've heard of you pious believers breeding beautiful children, but after what I've seen so far today, I was beginning to doubt that rumor. Insato taunts us and his troopers join him and laugh at us, while we can only stand with our heads bowed. Unconsciously, I clench my fist tightly, but then taking a look around at the well-nourished and heavily armed state stormtroopers surrounding us, I let it go. I realize I will be of no use to my family dead. Oh, don't be afraid, child. You're only fulfilling your life's true purpose by glorifying the state which provides for your loved ones. Insato taunts Eloise, and I can only hope she doesn't break down in front of him. Eloise is not as strong like Grace or Rebecca. Come to think of it, I don't think she can even hold her own against my tiny 10-year-old sister Sophie. Eloise is just a simple soul, scared of the dark, of lightning, of her own shadow. It's a miracle she hasn't collapsed yet. She has spent most of her life hiding behind Grace, who has always protected her, even from her own abusive father, who would often come home drunk and beat her together with her mother. That was until Grace threatened to report him to the state governor. As expected, Eloise's father is absent, today of all days, when his only child's fate is to be decided. Only the frail figure of her mother is standing behind her. You are beautiful, my dear, there's no doubt about it, but I'm afraid you barely have any flesh clinging to your bones, and you will hardly please any noble statesman with such a feeble body. So is the donations house for you. No, please don't send her there. Please, I'll do anything. No, please don't send me there. Please, I'll do anything. I'll be a state bride. Please. Eloise pleads with Insato, as does her mother. Have mercy, great commander. She won't even last for a week in that house. It's unbearable to watch Eloise as she sobs, hoping to reach some forgotten part of mercy that may still exist within Insato's being, but he only revels in her desperation, and even though the crowd are enraged by her desperate bid to offer herself as a state bride in order to escape her fate at the hands of the surgeons at the donations house, they would rather see their daughters dead instead of being abused and degraded by the state nobles. But they don't know how vulnerable and weak Eloise is. They don't know her like we do. And then before anyone else can say anything, Grace speaks out and everyone holds their breath. Great commander, I offer myself to take her place in the donations house. So we'll leave it there for today, guys. So Grace is offering herself to substitute herself to save her best friend Eloise from going to the donations house where children are experimented upon and have their organs removed strategically to provide for the state's health needs. And we'll leave it there. We'll try and continue that for you tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope my book keeps you going. In the meantime, we'll keep on posting more reviews, and please like, subscribe, comment, anything you like. It's always greatly appreciated, and I hope I'll keep continuing posting these videos for you. Thank you, and hope to see you soon.